So I have been bullied by both my fans and Clark into reviewing the new Star Wars, which I will not watch because I don't care. But we're gonna review the fight scenes because that is pop culture relevancy. And again, like I've said before, I didn't like the sequels, and I started to try and watch some of the extended stuff, and I just didn't like it. So I'm just gonna live in the books, baby, live in the books in the OG trilogy. With that said, there are fights, and we're going to look at them today, from the Acolyte, which I've heard is terrible.
From what everyone has said, the only good thing about it is the fight scenes.
Yeah, and again, I'm not going to pass judgment on the quality of it because I haven't watched it, and I won't because I'm too busy training with swords. I feel like I'm just alienating my audience. I feel it's fine. If you like it, that's fine. If you like the new Star Wars, that's fine. Have fun. I'm not here to tell you it sucks. I'm here to say I don't like it.
I'm here to say I don't like it. Anyway, let's watch this.
But me not liking it doesn't mean they can't do good fight scenes. We're gonna start off reviewing the Acolyte, the fight scene here. I'm gonna make this a little smaller. And we actually, so the reason I did watch this already. This is not a blind react because I told Clark, no, I don't want to. It's dumb. I don't care. And he was like, just watch the fight scene.
Watch the first one.
And I did. And I was like, fine, I'll do it. So we're going to review I think this is like the first part of the first episode, right?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Oh, and the reason that I'm doing this is because I am a professional fight choreographer. I have years and years of training. I have professional certifications. And I'm also a real swordsman. And yeah, so we're gonna watch this. Here we go. Okay, so skipping the dialogue, the fight starts here. So let's take a look at this. This is really impressive athleticism. And when I was watching, go ahead.
They've only had a minimal amount of jump cuts so far.
Yeah, honestly, so what I do like about this immediately is that there's wide shots and they're showing what the actors are doing. The athleticism is really impressive. This character, I guess it's the Acolyte? I don't know who they are. The not Jedi character is impressively physical, and while I'm not necessarily seeing that physicality from the other actor, they are doing a fantastic job of playing up the fact of deftly dodging everything very easily. It's good. It's good effects. I mean, like, everything looks beautiful. It's being executed well. This is good. There's no complaints. All right. Blah, blah, blah. It's building tension. All right. So this is all well done. So this very much, when I said this the first time too, so to me this very much evokes the style and the feel of Eastern martial arts films.
Yeah.
It's showcasing the actors. It's giving these big, wide shots. The cuts aren't incessant. They are more frequent than I personally would like, but it's nowhere near as bad as what we've seen in other things.
You can actually read what's happening.
Yeah, you can read what's happening. So they're doing a really good job of, letting the actors act. This is impressive. I am happy with this. Incredibly impressive athleticism. I want to know, did this actor do their own stunts? I could probably look this up, but I'm lazy. Or do they have a stunt person? Either way, it's being done very well. I feel like we don't get a lot of shots of their eyes and their face when they're doing some of the more intense stunts, so I'm guessing a lot of the acrobatics were done by a stunt person, but I could be wrong. Very well done. Also, good use of the Force. They're not overdoing it. Drama. Dialogue. I don't care. I'm not going to watch it. Good. Oh, she has the Force too. Okay. And the lightsaber comes out. So I know there's like plot here. I don't know what it is, and I don't care.
We don't know either. This is the first scene of the first episode.
Okay, first scene of the first episode. So I'm not spoiling anything. Probably gonna cut out all the talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will not fight you.
Well, I remember this part because we did watch this one. That's how you convinced me to do this. I thought this was good. I thought this was a good plot point. I thought this was a good way for them to kill a Jedi by a non, without a lightsaber and everything else. Well done. Unlike from the standpoint of acting the fight too, they're doing a good job. Everything here is it was a cut. Everything here is well done. I don't have a problem with anything going on. I hear everybody else hates this show, so I'm not going to watch it. But I wasn't going to anyway.
You'll watch just the good parts, the fight scenes.
All right,
so far.
so let's talk about it. I want to not rephrase, but reiterate. Like, it's not that I think that this is like everything I've seen is good. This is good. If this were in, I don't know, we get burned again. If I'm honest,
Yeah.
like I spent. Oh man, I'm tired of being like this time it'll be good, and then it's not, and I waste my time.
Out of the abusive relationship
with Star Wars.
This time will be different.
I'm just gonna stick to my old school stuff. They can't just don't mess up Darth Vader. I'll be mad. So everything here was very well executed. The way they did the fights, like I said, it felt more like Eastern martial arts films where they really let the actors play. And they had wide shots. I could look this up. This is a total blind react. I have no research on this. But I think they might have stunt doubled out some of the actors because some of the more like crazy flips and stuff. But I could be wrong. This actor who's playing the bad guy might be just a very impressive gymnast and tricker on top of all the other stuff. But definitely very well done. It was believable.
Yeah.
Right? Because and there's other reasons. There's other reasons it's believable. It's not believable necessarily because that's how a fight would go. But what they did brilliantly here is they set up two characters that would interact this way. The Jedi doesn't want to fight. And it's very clear that they're easily dodging all of the flips and kicks and stuff like that. It's not a problem to them. They've set up a scenario where she can get it. Like I don't disbelieve all of the flips and kicks. Because they're not working.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's still cool. It's still interesting.
It also is a nice contrast between you have the Jedi that's like, oh, I'm calm, I'm stoic, I don't need to do this, I'm so trained. This person is like, oh, I'm going to do all these cool tricks, all these flips, because how that way we as the audience know, like, oh, it sets a very clear dichotomy about the different, I guess, styles of how these fight. This person's obviously so trained because they're not unbothered by this whole thing, and then this person's doing all this really cool, flashy stuff that ultimately she has to use some sort of misdirection to cheat in order to win.
Another thing that they did here that's very good is, so one of the problems with more flashy fighting styles is you can often point, like, she would have hit her there, she would have hit her there, she would have hit her there, but what they do here is by having the Jedi dodge all of these things, she's not countering because she doesn't want to, and she doesn't until she draws the lightsaber, and then the fight changes. It changes from, as soon as the lightsaber gets drawn, there's no more flips and kicks and stuff.
Yeah.
It's immediately get back, get back, get back. So they did a good job of tone shifting as well. You know what? I'm really impressed. This was good. This
But
was
it had
good
stages.
So, yes, it did. It had stages, it had layers, it had stakes, and they acted the fight well. So, good job, Acolyte. You did it. This is a really good fight scene. I'm still not going to watch. All right, we're going to go on to the next one now. Okay, so here we are. I think this is episode 2. I know nothing about this. There's a Jedi. Let's see what's going on. We've skipped to the fighty part. I haven't watched any of this yet. Okay. Wait, did it start before this?
I don't think so. This is the beginning.
Okay, this is really interesting.
She keeps on trying to grab.
Yeah, she keeps trying to grab the lightsaber,
sabers.
which is pretty cool. I'm not an unarmed... Oh, that's interesting. I'm not an unarmed martial art expert, so I can't specifically pick what style it is, but everything's pretty believable. Now, granted, it is definitely over the top. Hold on a second. And the quality just kind of sucks. Okay, ready? It is over the top. This isn't how a real fight would probably go down, but it's still within the suspension of disbelief. And I do like that they're doing locks and throws and things like that. It makes it feel more visceral.
What I like about this is the whole thing is the Jedi's like, oh, we can't fight people, we can't kill people, and the way they're doing this makes it seem like he's actively trying to not really fight her.
Yeah, he's toying with. Oh,
and then we have
this is like plot, which we're gonna skip because I don't care. Okay, we're back to this. Okay, They're fighting on the camera, which is annoying because I want to see the fight. And I don't want to see this. Oh, that was cool. That was a cool effect. Okay, so he's toying with her, which I like. That's cool. The set dressing is good. The costumes are good. This is good. Oh man, I'll have to get rid of that little logo. I don't care. I'm gonna skip this. I just don't care.
More exposition.
My sister is dead.
More exposition.
Okay, I will say, normally I don't like this trope in a fight where the two people stop and they talk after the stakes have already been raised to they're trying to kill each other. It can kind of be excused in this because one person's toying with the other person, but one of the things that I always find to be pretty... It takes me out of it. So if I'm fighting you and I have worked myself up to the point where I am going to kill you, there are no more words anymore. We are going to fight to the death. If there was something you could say to de-escalate me, we wouldn't then re-ramp back up. So that like ramp up, ramp down, ramp up, ramp down. I know it can create dramatic tension. I generally don't like it, but I think it's okay here because they've created a situation in which the fight isn't... He's toying with her, right?
Well, because it goes back to the whole. He's not throwing,
fighting.
all he's doing is dodging and flips. It makes it look like he actually doesn't want to fight her.
She is ramped up to wanting to kill him, but he's not there, so it makes sense to stop. We just don't care about the story. Oh, it's a different Jedi.
This was a guy who was watching.
Ah.
They're trying to apprehend her.
Okay.
That's also part of it. He's not trying to kill her. He's trying to arrest her.
In the name of the galactic son of the Republic.
Do we need to record this part?
This is more...
Is there more fighting?
There is how she escapes.
Okay, let's see that.
Which is a pretty cool use of the Force.
I do like that the Force that they're using in this. They're not going over the top. Okay, yeah, okay, that's good. I like that. I'm down with that. Okay, I get another one. Really good. Like I said, they're acting the fight well. We're not... I don't care about the dialogue. I just don't. I don't care. I don't care. This is literally...
That's the bad part.
This is literally just reviewing the fight and how they do in the fight. Both of the actors did a good job of acting the fight, which to me is like being in the moment and responding to the person. There's a lot of really cool lock and flow stuff that happen, and while it's not probably what's going to happen in a real fight, it is good cinematography. It's the same thing when like you can get away with doing spins and stuff in sword fighting as long as you can sell them, and they sold them pretty well. Now you could probably pause it, go back, and like it doesn't work here, it doesn't work here. But as I was viewing it for the first time, and not like really like nitpicking, I really liked the result. Yeah. I really like the result. So far, Star Wars has done the best fight choreography when there are no lightsabers.
All it takes to have good fight choreography is have no lightsabers.
Star Wars is really good at fight choreography until they bring out the lightsabers.
What probably happened is because they didn't have an actual lightsaber fight here. They got in a different choreographer who does more hand-to-hand stuff, and that was good. And we'll see if they have more lightsaber fights.
Hand-to-hand martial arts has been getting so good in films recently because now it's taken so seriously, right? We have MMA, we have a lot more people getting into other East Asian martial arts, like Filipino martial arts. So we've got all this really cool knife stuff, all this really cool... unarmed stuff, and it's being taken very seriously, but then every time we come back to swords, it's always
not there yet.
It's always such a nightmare.
Maybe one day.
One day. All right, we're gonna go to the next one. So the next one is the you haven't even seen this one.
No, I haven't. This one.
So
it's only a minute long.
We don't even know if this has a fight in it.
This might not even have a fight inside of it.
But lightsabers get drawn, so we'll take a look. I don't
think there's a fight in this.
So there's lightsabers. So we're gonna see if because they have lightsabers. Here we go. He draws a lightsaber. They draw their lightsabers. And then... Oh, there's not a fight. Okay, so we're gonna kind of talk about it. So obviously the Acolyte's still going, and we haven't gotten a lightsaber. I know nothing about this.
We haven't had a real lightsaber fight in it yet, so
I am-
hopefully, if and when that happens, it maintains the same quality of fight
I'm
scene.
honestly very impressed with the quality of the fights in there. Again, I do some unarmed martial arts, but it's not my like forte. So overall, I think the quality was pretty good. I think that, like we talked about before, I think there's no one's gonna argue that there's not good unarmed stage combat going on out there. I think it's what is of the highest quality in the modern media is unarmed fights nowadays are being filmed very well, and I could point to a bunch of different examples in the last even 10 years. Great stuff, but when it comes to swords, it's still really rough. And I think that has to do with the fact that there are a lot of people who are training diligently with unarmed combat. We've got MMA, and then there's just like each individual art as well. You know, we've got like there's boxing, there's Muay Thai, there's you name it. It's out there. People are doing it, and so you have all these different styles to pull from. And while the choreography in these was not like, yeah, that's how a real fight would go, it was believable. Suspension of disbelief. There was no move that was done that was like, oh, they just obviously spun in place and would have gotten punched. It all felt decent, especially because, and I think this is brilliant. I think this is a brilliant piece of storytelling that they did here. Instead of having it be a pitched battle where there were equal levels, it was very clear that one person was in control the whole time and the other person was kind of being toyed with or was being played off. In the first one, the main girl, who I don't know because we...
Miss Jedi.
This is the weirdest footage review ever where the presenter has actively not seen... What's her name?
I don't remember her name.
You don't remember?
She dies in like the first episode.
No, the main character.
Oh, her the bad guy?
Yeah.
She's like, don't quote me, May or something. I've only seen the first like 2 episodes or something like that.
Anyway, but yeah, so they did a good job of making her the underdog who is like battling against somebody who doesn't even want to fight her, which meant that she could throw crazy stuff that might have left her exposed, but the other person isn't popping back in, and she had this relentless onslaught, which was cool. I liked that. It was a cool feeling. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, people say the only good thing about the Acolytes so far is the fight scenes, and when I went in on episode 1, I was expecting to not keep watching it, but I saw that fight scene. I'm like, okay, that was good. All it takes to have good Star Wars choreography is not have lightsabers, which is a shame. But
do you even remember the plot?
Yeah, it's fine.
How's the acting? How's the stuff?
It's fine.
Fine.
Yeah.
I'm tired of. It's fine for Star Wars. That's the reason I'm not watching this because I want it to be good, not just fine.
I think people are hating on it a little too much.
Yeah.
Just because it's at this point, it's like,
Well,
it's a new Star Wars thing. Let's hate on it.
Yeah, but like if you keep producing meat, like I heard Andor is great. I might watch Andor because I've heard it's great. But if you keep producing mediocre content, then it's gonna get judged more harshly every time because like I don't know, I don't want another It's Okay Star Wars. I want to. That's amazing. Now, if the fight scenes also matched the, I don't know.
There needs to be, because I think out of like 4, I've only seen like I think I've seen 3 out of 4, and out of the 4, 3 I've seen out of the 4 total, I think those like the only 2 fight scenes in it.
I mean, we're gonna have to wait and see what they do with.
Hold
on. We're gonna have to wait and see what they do with lightsabers because it's one thing to get unarmed combat correct. It's another to get lightsabers, and it will be ruined for me, honestly, if they have terrible lightsaber fight. Because Star Wars is about lightsabers. I'm sorry if everybody's like, oh, it's not just about. It is. It's just about the Jedi.
It's all about lightsabers.
It's all about lightsabers. But yeah, so that's the Acolyte. The fights are pretty darn good so far. When they finally do a lightsaber fight, we'll see how it goes. We will go ahead and do some more reviews. We'll do a review on Ahsoka, because it has a lot of lightsaber fights.
There's a bunch of Ahsoka, Boba Fett. I think she's in like the book of Boba Fett too.
I heard that was terrible.
We can do anything with Ahsoka in any show where Ahsoka fights and hate on it because every time I've seen her fight in a show, I've kind of hated it the entire time.
I haven't seen it, so I'll blind react. But you know what? Why don't we do something fun and just review the original trilogy instead because it's actually good.
comparing.
Yeah, comparing just.
contrasting.
Well, I think I will, because I'd like to show why I think the originals are good and why I think the new stuff is not good when it comes to choreography. Not just say it over and over again. So tell us what you think of our funny little review of like super blind react, like the most blind react you've ever seen, because I don't even know the plot. I have no idea what's going on. All right, guys, thanks. If you liked this video or any of my other videos, please consider supporting my channel for as little as $1 a month on Patreon. Support from viewers like the ones you're seeing on screen right now are a huge reason why I can continue doing what I do. It takes a lot of time, money, and effort to produce this content, and I really appreciate your guys' support.